This is a brand new product I just got in this week. Thanks to the brand for sending it. This is the MIZZEO heat blanket. So, I actually used this product yesterday. So this is a 50-inch by 60-inch full body heat blanket. It's a huge heat blanket. Now, it's not a heat pad. It's a full blanket. What I really like about the blanket is, by the way, my dog loves this blanket so much. He laid on the blanket the entire night. He was on top of it. He was under it. It has these little wires woven into the blanket. These little wires woven into the blanket. And the grid of wires heats up. So unlike a heat pad gives you a spot of heat. And a heat pad's better for like soothing your stomach or a muscle that needs to be soothed. A heat pad's still going to be necessary for that. This won't substitute for that. But what this does is it gives an evenly distributed amount of heat across the entire blanket, and it warms you up quite a bit. Really, really nice. It has multiple levels of heat. I started with level 9, and it got way too hot, so I backed it down to level 5 for heat. You can also adjust how long it stays on, so if you fall asleep, it just doesn't stay on giving heat all night long. You can adjust the temperature up and down, turn it on and off as you need to. Just remember to keep the temperature a little lower if your pets are going to lay on it. But it actually is fantastic. The interesting thing about this heat blanket is because it only has heat in these little wires, and then in between these wires, there's these little, the squares, you can be kind of like out of fan blowing, right? And you could feel the warmth, but you feel the cool air exactly at the same time. It's the weirdest thing that you could feel warm, but yet still feel the cool air coming through the pockets in between if you have a fan blowing on you. So you're not quite cold, but you don't get overheated either. Whereas with a heat pad, it's just one solid rectangle of heat. You kind of get that airflow in between the heating wires that it doesn't get as hot, but it provides more even distributed warmth. It was hard to describe, but it's really cool. I actually really, really enjoyed using it, and it was very valuable. It has a unique, weird plug to plug in. You see, I don't even know how to describe this type of plug. But once it plugs in, it clips in, and it only goes in one way, by the way. It clips in. Now, I've had heat blankets where if you get caught, they just unplug, and they unplug themselves. So the fact that it clips and locks in place is a really good feature. And you just pinch the sides to pull it out if you need to pull it out. It has a really, really long cord, too. You don't even need an extension cord with it. You could run the cord behind your bed if you want to use it in bed. And it's large enough to cover one full person. It won't cover a king-size bed. It's only 50 by 60. But it will definitely cover one full person and a pet or two. 2 Boston Terriers beside you. So it's a really nice heat blanket. I really like it.
Now, to show you how it looks spread out over my ottoman couch, you can see it almost covers the entire couch. It has a lot of length and a good amount of width. The cord is very long. It gives you the controller at easy access at your disposal. When you lay the blanket, when it's the right side face up, which is the lighter side face up, you have the control box on the left with the plug on the left. You could set your timer here. You could set your heat levels from 1 to 10, turn it off and on, and you're good to go. I can't tell you enough how much my dogs love this heat blanket. He will lay on it any chance he gets whenever it's nice and warm, and he will always just lay on it and use it as his own personal heat blanket. So he will hog it for me in bed.